All right, welcome to the Let It Fly show. I am Michael Severe, joined by Josh Jones. University of Creighton basketball starting next week, and Central High School basketball starting very soon as well. You know, I don't know exactly when. I don't always think of high school basketball until after the holiday tournament.
I feel you.
That's kind of in my mind. I know it starts before that.
I know what you're saying. That's when like basketball count.
That's when it counts.
Yeah.
And the pep band doesn't start performing at the games until after the holiday tournament.
For sure.
So that's when I end up going to the games.
Yeah,
but
man.
we are live inside the Let It Fly Sports Bar in the Capital District, one of 3 locations.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, we're taping this on a Wednesday night. In La Vista, they're having a tequila dinner tonight.
I don't blame them.
Which is, it's flights of food matched up with flights of tequila.
Yep.
So different types of tequila going with different dishes. It sounds very interesting. It's happening tonight in La Vista. So if you didn't go, you already missed it. Too bad. I'm sorry.
Man.
Brought to you by Bud Light. They make things
Easy
to drink, easy to enjoy, overall easy. If you're in Nebraska and you're watching sports, or hell, if you're over on the other side of the river and you're in Iowa,
Yep.
you can have some Bud Light too if you want, you know.
You said too, like Iowa is not.
Like I'm not saying nothing wrong with Iowa, you know. Well, it's funny because people think of themselves being so different.
Yeah.
You're literally, I could hit a baseball 3 times and be in Iowa.
Well, the thing is this. People from Iowa think they're better than people in Nebraska.
I think people in Nebraska think they're better than people in Iowa.
So that's where
That's where it goes.
Yeah, that's where it goes.
That's how it rolls.
So,
yeah,
it ain't no shade. It is what it is.
Yeah. Well, you know what they have over here in Nebraska?
What's that?
At least in this sports bar, they have a happy hour from 3 to 6 weekly, and they also have a reverse happy hour from 10 to 1 weekly as well. So they have that going on. I don't know what the hell's going over there in Iowa with that, but it's possible. Our guest this week is a man you know very well, an organization you know very well. Monte Kratzenstein will join us. He's a former Husker, but for this conversation, executive director of the Nebraska Greats Foundation, does great, amazing work.
Yep.
I was going through the list, and you were one of the first 4 or 5, right?
I'm a legend.
One of the first 4 or 5 to receive aid.
The first outside. I think I'm the first outside of University of Lincoln.
Yeah. Because so there, I went through the list, and there's about 50 some.
Yes, that's correct.
And it's some people's names you've never heard of.
Correct.
And then other ones you're like, oh, I remember him when he played in Nebraska basketball or whatever else.
Dagandaro or something like that.
Yeah. So you get through it, you're like, all these people.
To me, so what I remember, and maybe this is like unarchived information, but when I heard about the foundation, it was Husker Greats.
Yes, it was Husker Greats. Yes.
And then Jerry Mert sat down with me and was like, man, Omaha son, whatever that type of conversation energy was, we got to take care of you. We're doing this thing, but we don't feel it's for just Huskers. It's for the state of Nebraska. Yeah. It was all off what's his name? One of Mert's guys that passed away.
Oh, you're talking about the fullback from Miami Dolphins. Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get his name, but like I appreciate them so much. Basically, in simple terms, they helped me with my doctor bills for my open heart surgery. Yep. Changed my life because I'm able to help my life, help my family, and not worry about the bills. Yeah. So, thank you. But that's our guest. Yeah, and that's going to be our guest. He's an executive director. Hasn't been for a long time, but he is now the executive director. And I know they had one of their best years for fundraising this past year. They always have a bunch of great events, and so we'll talk about all those as well. For sure. Let me get to that. Yeah, that's going to haunt me because he actually was one of – I didn't know – the player we're talking about that passed away, I did not know he was a Husker. Yeah, oh, wow. Right. So he was a running back for the Huskers, but he wasn't one of the greats that you think about. No doubt. But he was an incredible fullback. I remember him with the Dolphins and how good he is. And for some reason, it's not coming to my brain right now. It's right there on the edge. But he decides he's going to come to one of Mert's events in Omaha. He's in Lincoln. Yeah. He hitchhikes. Crazy. Because he was asked to do something for a Husker brother, so he hitchhikes. Right. And Mert's like, why didn't you just call us? Right. We would have sent somebody to come get you. Man, his name is I know, it's right there, tip of my tongue. And he said, we'll come get you. He goes, no, it's for you guys. And so, he had been getting sick and he had some other problems. And all of a sudden, you found out that he had passed away. And you're like, man, what the hell? Right. But that's what happens so many times with so many of these guys. And way too young too many times, too. Way too young to me. Oh, I see him coming. Okay, let's do some headlines. First headline, Nebraska wins their 6th game of the season. Yep. They beat Northwestern, which means they are now bowl eligible. Yep. They are 6-2. They won 28-21 over Northwestern. It was a back and forth game. What score you pick?
I picked 30-20.
And I forgot what I said.
And I think you picked 27.
Like 14 or
something like that. Yeah.
Okay, we won though.
Hey, that's right. Exactly.
A win is
won
a
the game.
win.
Crazy. So they're up 21-6, Nebraska is.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, this weird play happens where they review it. It doesn't quite go like you think it would.
Yep.
You thought it was not a first down. They call it a first down. So then Northwestern goes and they score, and then they score a second time, get a 2-point conversion. All of a sudden, you look up, it's 21-21.
Right.
But Nebraska mounts a drive.
Yep.
Drives down there. They have 4 third down plays. They convert all 4 of them.
Yep.
3rd and 7, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 7, and 3rd and 5.
And I wouldn't consider that like a specialty that they normally do.
They were 2 and I believe 9 before they hit those 4 in the last drive.
That's correct.
They get all the way down there. They scored a touchdown. Emmett Johnson has an incredible game overall. Only 1 sack on the day for Northwestern, and that was on a play where Teddy Prohaska, the right tackle, tears his knee up. He goes down. So we have Saturday night, and of course we'll have keys for this on the other side of the interview.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday night, Blackout.
I know it's going to be crazy.
Against USC, Southern California coming in. 6:30 start on NBC.
Right.
It's going to be an electric atmosphere.
Yeah, I know.
Since I've been living here,
right,
and I moved here in 2002, I can think of 3 atmospheres that were just lights out.
Let me guess.
Okay.
Before you say them.
Okay.
Colorado. I wanted to say, I'm just thinking, I went back to 01. So I'm going to say Colorado for sure. You said 3, so that's 2 more.
Mm-hmm. Good math.
Iowa. And no. All right, you lost me.
All right, so here you go. Okay, so the number 1 is 2014 Miami. So it was an 8 o'clock. It was an 8 o'clock start. People were lit.
I knew you was going to say
I have not seen fights in the stands. It was crazy that night. That was crazy. Then I'll go with last year's Colorado, which is another night game that had a lot of energy. And Nebraska got to a quick start, which made it even more energetic. And then I'm going to go back all the way to 2006 Texas. Now, that was an 11 a.m. game.
Oh.
But it was kind of back and forth. In the middle of the third quarter, it started snowing. And Nebraska fans went nuts.
Yeah.
Nebraska had gotten a turnover. They had the ball. They were going to win the game. Well, they throw a pass. Terrence Nunn catches it, gets hit, fumbles. Texas recovers, kicks the field goal to win the game. But that game was absolutely bonkers and loud, too.
I thought I can get you, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
There's been a few of them, but those are the 3 from me. Nebraska and Creighton, number 2 headline, start. Both go 2-0 in exhibition play.
Yep. Now.
What? You don't count Midland?
No, I just got a question.
Okay.
If I'm the best team in the country and I lose in the exhibition, I know it don't really count.
It doesn't.
But, shouldn't that,
Which team are you talking about?
No team in particular. Okay. I'm just saying,
because in the Nebraska BYU game, they exchange defensive game plans. The 2 teams do.
Word.
So it's not really a game.
I feel you.
It's a little bit different because they're exchanging that. They're doing some things.
I mean, what's the point in this?
They didn't play. Well, get your legs going.
Yeah, but you play
other people.
So
they used to not remember when you were back in the day. They played these games, but they didn't tell anybody. The doors were closed.
That's what I'm saying. I went to play the Bucks.
Yeah, but this is good because they can actually make some money off.
I got
They can sell tickets.
All right.
They can sell tickets. So Nebraska beats BYU and they beat Midland.
Hey, so what old boy do, the best player in the?
They're 41. He was on fire. He was on fire. Yeah, he was on fire. But Rink Mass for Nebraska hit 7 of 8 from 3, and he had 31. He was on fire. And then against Midland, our boy Brendan Frager, the kid that came in here that had the arm surgery, he led them with 21.
Yeah.
And on the other side, the Jays beat Iowa State and Colorado State, led by the same player scoring in both games.
That's dope.
Nick Graves,
who's
going to be really fun to watch.
I know.
Nick Graves leads.
I'm trying to put my finger around what's missing, but it's Kalkbrenner. It's like I'm looking for a 7-footer,
It's that and also a true point guard.
Gotcha.
We'll see how that goes. I'm sure they'll be fine. They figure it out all the time.
Yeah.
But if I was going to go over 2 things, it's having the dominant defensive presence that you've had for the last 5 years, and then, kind of a true point guard.
For sure.
But it'll be fine. Nebraska tips off on Monday against West Georgia.
Discount.
I will give you a lot of money if you can guess the nickname for West Georgia.
Shit. Oh my gosh. Well,
they're located in Carrollton, Georgia.
You don't owe me nothing.
Carrollton, Georgia. They are the Wolves.
Word.
Their mascot is Wolvie.
Really?
Yes, they're the Wolves.
Guess that. Bro.
I know. I had to look it up. Creighton on Wednesday plays South Dakota State.
That's lit.
That's good. So those are your next week college basketball full roll.
The people should watch because those could be 1 to 2 guys that could be on the Creighton team in the future.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Oh sure, definitely. Yeah, that's the new thing. So even Nebraska. So Nebraska, they had this offensive lineman, who wasn't going to be able to play this year. He's behind so many people. So they said he's like, well, I'm going to transfer. So he transfers to Oklahoma State.
Gotcha.
Oklahoma State is brutal this year. They're really bad, but he's been playing well. Now he has entered the portal. And people are like, are you going to come back to Nebraska?
Right.
Certainly a possibility.
Exactly.
He left on good terms.
Yep.
Number 3 headline before we get to our guest. Big NBA stories so far.
Yes.
The first one, gambling. That's your first big story.
Yeah.
My boy Chauncey Billups, Chauncey Billups, apparently is involved with Damon Jones and others. Yeah. Terry Rozier. Listen to this. So investigators first, you always got to have a snitch.
Yeah.
Got to catch somebody, and then he rolls over.
Right.
Robert Stroud, 64-year-old, multiple-time criminal from Louisville.
Yeah.
Supposedly recruited Billups and Jones to take part in a rigged poker game run by members of New York City's most prominent crime families. They got mafia families involved. And according to the indictment and accompanying court documents were made public last week, they say Billups and Jones helped cheat participants out of more than $7 million.
You get
using
$1, dog.
X-ray tables, high-tech glasses, and other futuristic things to cheat
like
with.
contacts and stuff.
Billups' attorneys denied any wrongdoing. Of course he has, but this is a mess.
Yeah.
The NBA is like, we just started our season. What are you doing to us?
Word.
But it's a mess.
This is my take on it, bro.
Uh-oh.
Nobody's ever going to be bigger than gambling. Gambling's never going to stop. They're going to figure out another way.
Yep.
When I seen him wear that Clutch Sports hoodie, I said, "Don't tell me that."
It's funny because there's so much going on with this around it.
Yeah.
And it's just the tip of the iceberg.
For sure.
There's so much more underwater that's going to be coming out. You're going to be finding out.
But the only way you can find out is he going to snitch? And the thing is,
somebody already did. Somebody already did.
I mean, this is how I feel about crime.
Okay.
And hey, if you gonna do the crime, then be ready to do the time.
Of course. Why are they doing the crime, Josh?
Why?
Why do people normally do the crime?
Money, right?
Well, they got money.
Yeah, no, but this ain't that though. It ain't about no. I'm about to break it down.
Okay.
And I think you're gonna agree with this.
Okay.
So, all right. Let's just say I'm Chauncey Billups. I go play a hand. I play Boo-Ray. I play whatever I play. Yeah. Boom. I lose to a shark. A shark hit me up. Chauncey, you owe me.
I understand how it works.
$1 million. And then all of a sudden he said, you know what?
Yeah.
Instead of owing me $1 million, how much? Let's just do this. How about this game? You throw that. Or go get this guy to they lured him.
I get it.
He had to lose something
I know how,
for them to lure him in.
No,
it wasn't just like, hey, let's do this.
I get it. But I will tell you, they were paying them.
I bet you he owed almost $7 million himself.
They were paying them off of these games, so they got a part of the payment, and then
but
they got a part of the payment.
that happened after he probably paid his debt off. He kept going.
Maybe it is. It's a possibility. That's what I would hope it is. But sometimes people like to be on the edge of the law. Yeah. Sometimes people like to be a bad guy.
But if I'm Maverick Carter, if I'm Rich Paul, I'm LeBron James, I'm like, hey, man, don't wear my shit. You wearing my Clutch Sports hoodie while you going through this, bro?
I did not notice that.
Right.
The other big story from the NBA, and this was from Tuesday when I did this.
Okay.
There have been 11 40-point games so far, and 4 among those 50-point games. Now, last night was a night where they had more points being scored. I'm not sure if anybody had 40, but it is an offensive league right now. Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe, before last night, and the Sixers won again last night, they had combined in 3 games for 182 points.
Damn.
It was the most by any starting backcourt in a team's first 3 games of the season going back to 1970.
You hear about VJ, his story? His backstory?
I just won a draft. I heard it on the draft.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm worried about what that group is when Embiid come back. Is there going to be enough basketball to go around?
We'll see. If he ever comes back.
Because if they figure that out, man, they're going to be something
crazy.
special.
They're 4-0 now, and like I said, they're playing. And they were down like 13 with only like 3 minutes last night.
I know I'm not crazy, but I think I watched Cooper Flagg play the point guard.
Cooper Flagg got injured. Did you see he hurt his shoulder?
I did.
I hope he's okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to see. I hate to see young guys get hurt.
But I mean, I'm not even going to hate. Like, I like what the NBA, it is an offensive game.
It is offensive game.
But I think they're trying to figure out how to make it more entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
But then again, there's old heads, old school people like us. It's like, man, we don't want to see a bunch of threes.
Yeah.
But then again, though, the new school play a certain way and the ratings are down. They even added the GOAT in the halftime.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Oh, Michael Jordan, yeah.
Yeah, we got to figure out. What do you think about this game?
Here's what I don't care about is basketball in October and November.
Ah, yeah, right.
So that's my thing. So I think the majority of the country,
playing games,
the majority, that's fun and everything. You talk the Vegas tournament when they have the season tournament.
Yeah,
that's fun. I like that. I'm just right now. The NFL is my life. College football is my life. I can't. I'm not. And so I think the majority of countries like that. Yeah. They'll get back into it.
Right.
Coming up, our guest this week is the executive director of the Nebraska Greats Foundation, Monte Kratzenstein. Will join us along with, I believe, a member from his board. I'm not sure. We'll chat with him about the Nebraska Greats, being a former Husker, as a walk-on, and many other things when we come back here on the Let It Fly Show. All right, welcome back to Let It Fly Show. We have two very incredible guests that are doing great work in the state of Nebraska. First, the executive director of the Nebraska Greats Foundation, Monte Kratzenstein. Is that close?
Nope.
Not even close. Not even close. And the man who's in charge of the board, and that's Brett Wetton. That's close enough, right?
Thanks for having us. And Kratzenstein, it will be for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's because he made me think that. I know it's Stein. It's like the beer, right? It's like the beer for the Germans.
As long as you're calling me anything except something bad.
Yeah. As long as they call you for dinner.
Yeah.
I haven't missed.
Do you have a follow-up like when you say something like Stein, like when Ben Stein's money? Do you say something like that?
No, I don't. Like I said,
good question.
JJ,
that's funny.
That is really good. Now let me write that.
You gotta write that one down. That's funny. I didn't think about that before. So you've done so many things. How'd you end up in this? What was the first of all? They reached out to you. You reached out to them. How did you end up the executive director of this foundation?
Well, it started out about 6-7 years ago. Brett and I have been friends for 20-some, and they were doing a golf event in Kearney. They do some golf events in North Platte, Kearney, Grand Island, et cetera. And Brett and I are both from Kearney in that area, and so they asked if I'd be involved in helping out organizing a golf tournament. I said, sure. Why not? Mike Rozier's coming. I can go hang out. Watch Mike do his thing. I'm all in. So I did that and found out a little bit about the mission and so on and so forth, and joined the board. And so I was on the board for about 5.5 years. And then last year at this time, we lost our executive director, and the board had asked if I would do a little bit of operational things, kind of just put a different hat on. And I told them, I believed enough in the mission and enough in the board of directors that I said, whatever you need me to do.
Sure.
So that's really how it came about. It's been 6+ years, and it's great. It's just like anything else. You have to believe in the mission. You have to believe in the people, but the people that I get to work with every single day, and we'll talk about them, the people that are on the board, the people that we help, that's really why I do it. And so it's been a really, really good adjunct to my real job, and it's really been a great experience.
Before we move, just give us the mission, Brett.
The mission is if you're any former student athlete from any of the colleges or universities in the state of Nebraska, and you get down the path in life and you lose your insurance or you have a medical/financial need, you can come to us. You have to be a letter winner, right? You can come to us and apply for help, and we put you through a vetting process. And if you meet that criteria, then we are happy to help you out, whatever it may be. That could be, maybe it's a bed, maybe you need a ride to your appointments, maybe you don't have health insurance, maybe you need to be in assisted living. I mean, it's the whole spectrum.
Maybe it's copays.
Yeah.
Maybe it's copays.
Yeah. We'll go down that path, and that's one of the reasons why we're here is we get to work, we get to help incredible people, and Josh is part of our story.
Yeah, you're a legend, you're a legacy.
No, I'm both.
Both of them.
He's both.
Both.
We love Josh Jones.
No, yeah, honestly, for me personally, always talking to anyone from the foundation makes me really honorably thankful. There's so many words I wish I can just grab because I think about what I'm doing for the community today, and I would not have that opportunity if it was not for the foundation. And I don't just say that as like an endorsement or anything. I've never received a dime or asked for $1 to even like champion what you guys do with any type of anything. But I think about what I am today. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I'm a community advocate and activist. And I just remember back in 2000, and I don't remember what year it was, to be honest.
I don't recall.
Junior year?
Yes, but Calvin Jones, he had sought out on my behalf. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, for real. And I was apprehensive because as an athlete, you know, you get that sense of pride where there's a piece of you where it's like, nah, I got it. I'm going to figure it out. And then there's really another side that's like, I need the help, but I don't want people in my business. Who do I trust? It's not like I'm in some type of, you know, I mean, it's
that's a very real thing.
It's exploiting vulnerability.
That's a very real thing. And, you know, there's a lot of challenges with helping people. But one of the challenges that we have is just what you're saying. Is there's a little bit of pride issue that what made you great as an athlete, what makes people great as an athlete also is a kind of a hindrance when it comes to them needing help.
Exactly.
And one of the things that we love about what we do, and I don't want to speak for Brett, but I know he feels this way, is we get to help such a variety of people. We're at a place that represents Creighton University, and we love Creighton University, and we love you. You know, the Nebraska connection is obviously there, the Loper connection, but all of these schools, we try to help some, and we are able to help someone from every single one of these schools. And they could be people that are still in their career, just past their career. And you know, unfortunately, we help people at the end of their life. You know, we're helping people in their 70s and 80s that need us at that point. So that spectrum is wide, and we love that.
And who has needed some help in their life? I don't care what family you come from. I don't care what school you went to. I don't care what sport you're playing. Like, we all get in positions sometimes, right? You know, where you just need a little bit of help, and that's all it is. It's not a black eye. It's just, hey, you need some help. Let's move on with our lives.
Yeah, Brett and Monte joining us from the Nebraska Greats Foundation, formerly known as the Husker Foundation, back in the Husker Greats Foundation back in the day. And you bring on a Creighton guy, and you kind of morph it a little bit. I work a lot with helping veterans. It's the same thing. It's hard to get them to accept the help, to even tell you they need the help. How do you do that? What is the process of finding the people who need the help and getting it to them?
Well, there's different ways. And one of the things that we've really worked on this past year since I got more into the operational side is we've really worked on our branding, worked on our marketing. But what we found is that word of mouth is the absolute best way to do it. You mentioned, and how ironic is you mentioned Calvin Jones in that situation, you know, talking about that. But it's word of mouth. You know, this is selfishly, this gives me the opportunity, to get to know and stay in contact with a whole bunch of former athletes from all over, right? And it's inevitable that you say, hey, how's so-and-so doing? Hey, have you heard about so-and-so?
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's this brotherhood type of a thing. And we get a lot of referrals from that method. Now, we're also working on our website, anygreats.org, where you know, somebody that hears about us can go ahead and give us a referral. But word of mouth has really been a great thing for us. Yeah, we have different events and we have different types of things to reach out to the community. But you know, it's amazing how, you know, we'll talk to former trainers or trainers, assistant coaches who, you know, they're the ones who really stay in touch with those athletes. The head coaches are so busy with what they do. And then we'll go to a head coach and we'll say, hey, you know, hey, we help so-and-so. And they're like, I wonder, I haven't heard from him in a long time. And that's what works for us.
And then on the other side of this too, like we had Will Compton make it was a Twitter post about one of his teammates. I can't remember if it was a kidney disease or some huge problem. Like, how in the world does Will Compton not know about us?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because we would have been happy to step in and help. He was a letter winner. Right. You know, he played for the Huskers. I mean, it would have been a perfect fit. But so we have some work to do.
I remember when Ken Clark got sick, and I know you guys helped Ken Clark, whose son, of course, now plays for Nebraska. But I know a lot of people who are really into the I-back community that didn't know he was sick. That they had nobody knew, because, like I said, guys have pride. They don't want to let people know what's
going on. That's my guy, right?
Yeah.
So he was my back during that time. And the very first day that I heard about Nebraska Greats was at his funeral, Salem Baptist.
Really?
Yep. And it was just one of those things, you're talking to people and they're like, yeah, he went through some tough time. And there's this group that really helped him out. Mm-hmm. And that was small and it was kind of archaic in the way they did things, but they just help people. And so that's how I found out about it. Mm-hmm. And, some of your friends because, Damon and I talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
Kenny
he loved him.
Was one of his.
That's one of his favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, big time.
Man, what is your take? What is you guys' take on, I have so many thoughts. Thank you.
Yeah.
Again, thank you. Every time I see you. What is your take on the athletes that receive the help and they're grateful for the help, but they don't really want to be seen or...
I think it's okay if they don't want to be seen. They can choose how they want to be. And again, we'll say this to you publicly, but thank you for having a public face to it, right? Because I think it actually helps other people say, hey, look, maybe I'm being prideful about this. If Josh is doing it, I can do it, right? And then the other people want to be just behind the scenes. They don't want anybody to know about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, because I think sometimes for me, I think about wow, it's a great thing that people don't know about. It's not a secret society. It's just... It's not that you guys are not doing the work to get it out there. It's just, I think it's an athletic pride thing that's causing a barrier for people to know about it because it's just how athletes are. But I don't know. I'm just thinking about there's so many athletes out there that need the help and want the help. What makes you ineligible?
Good question.
I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to find the question.
So the challenges to a lot of this is, we have certain criteria, and we understand. We're very proud of what we do and the way we do it, but we also understand we're kind of a niche sort of an organization, right?
Right.
You talk about helping the military. Well, I mean, there's millions of people that fit into that criteria that go that way. For us, as Brett mentioned, you have to be a letter winner for a 4-year college in Nebraska.
Mm-hmm. There's 14 of them or 16 of them?
There's 16
or 16.
But we also have, Dana College, which is no longer. We have some recipients that went to school there. So there's this criteria that, you have to meet the medical need. Yep. Then you have to meet the financial need, and we have a vetting process that's involved with that. And so
you have a board of medical people, don't you?
Yeah, and
that's crazy.
And
that's awesome.
We've had different people over the years. Right now, there's a gentleman by the name of Mike Peets who I don't know if you might. And he takes his time. He's somewhat retired now, and he takes his time to go through the charts, go through all those different things. Hey, this is absolutely legitimate. We also, our staff, we're fairly small staff. We have 2 full-time employees, and then we have 3 people that are kind of 1099s doing what they do. But, Sandy Zoroya goes through and she really reaches out and finds out about those potential recipients. And she goes through that whole process of vetting and then she presents it to the board. And really, being a former board member, there are very, very seldom when you would get that email or you'd have that conversation and you'd say, no, this isn't going to work out. There's a lot of vetting that took place in there. One of the things I would also mention is our primary mission, as Brett said, was talking about the medical need and helping people with that part of it. But we also have expanded somewhat over this last year, and we've partnered with Omaha University.
Oh yeah,
and we have several donors that really had stepped up to the plate and said, how can we help former athletes finish their degree? With eligibility and all those different things.
Yeah.
And we've partnered with Omaha, and we've helped 7 different former athletes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right now go back and get their degree. And then it puts them into that workforce. And as Brett always says, teaching them to fish instead of giving them to fish and giving them those resources. And we have several donors that have a real interest in that. And the other thing that we've done is we've partnered with North Point for the recovery program. And you guys know Mark Jones, one of the greatest people.
Jonesy, my guy.
He is
new board member too for the Nebraska Greats Foundation.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Yeah. So we've partnered with him, and we aren't getting deep into the drug and alcohol rehab program. That's what they do, and they do it very well. But we can be a referral base.
I like that.
Yeah. So we let them do their
you're really trying to help.
100%. And they contact us and they say, hey, insurance is going to fall through. Those programs are very expensive, very worthwhile. And then there's been certain cases we've stepped into that situation. And to your point, that's where the privacy issue comes about. So there's a tremendous amount of privacy involved in those sorts of things. And we're just here to help them. We don't have to trumpet what we do. We don't have to splash it across the billboard in certain cases.
Right.
We're just trying to help people.
You go on the website, Nebraska NebraskaGreatsFoundation.org, and they have everything in here. How you can donate, apply for help, refer an athlete, donate now. You got pretty much everything on the website for you.
Maybe this is a thing already. I'm just grateful for the help. But if it's not, we should start it. So I'm a big, and I say this like bittersweetly, I'm a J-sker, man. It is what it is, right? You know what I'm saying? Like when you're from Nebraska, well, you're not from here though. I mean, Creighton basketball is all love for sure. Husker football, and then you end up loving Husker basketball because basketball is a great sport. But there are faithful fans, and is there a thing that you guys have now where there's like there is a secret society of, like, you think about the like for instance Dagandaro, that used to play for the Huskers.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm sure there's fans of him personally, or fans from his era, or just Husker basketball fans. Do you guys have a club of how fans could stay in touch, such as the university's alumni groups and boards and things like that?
So that's a great question. And Michael, you had the website up, and one of the things that we've really worked on doing is sharing our stories via the website. So you talk about all the different schools, whether it be blogs or whether it be press releases and that sort of thing, when it goes to all the different schools, and then all the stories of these athletes that we've helped, and that's been a thing. But Josh, to your point, one of the things, we know what we do really well, and that's form relationships, right? So we do that. So there's a group of Nebraska basketball players that we've helped, right? So it's our job and our mission to get to those boosters, to get to those people connected with it, and tell our story to them. You know, we aren't casting a wide net into everybody.
No,
that's right.
But we build relationships. It's like the Creighton crowd, and you've been part of that. You know, what do we do really well? We have these small events in people's houses. We invite people, and we have you tell your story. And it resonates with them. And you know, it costs money to give it away.
I appreciate those times though, because sometimes it's good to live the glory days. I mean, I'm past it, I promise. But like when I'm in those rooms and they tell stories about how we were playing against, I think it was Northwestern, and we were supposed to hold the ball up. They passed it to me in the corner, and I looked at Mac looked at me, I looked at the crowd. You know me, I'm shooting it. I made it. But like people tell those type of stories and things. So it's really good to really relive those moments. And I think this most special part, aside from helping the athlete who needs help, is the camaraderie around that fandom, the Blue Jay Nation, Husker faithful, and all of that, to relive those moments and stories, because it's actually empowering those that are going through stuff. Like, I'm trying to tell you, like somebody who lived it, and to those who don't know my story, who may see it, I had 3 open heart surgeries. 2 of them were helped by you guys.
It's amazing.
And for me, like, there were dark times for me, moments where I felt like, gosh, like I need something to uplift me. You know, I can lean on my faith, and I definitely can lean on all the people who are connected to me through it. But, you know, like, it's good to hear them.
Hey, bottom line, you had bills.
Man.
I mean, and I'm all about faith, and I'm all about family, and I'm all about uplifting. But you know, you got to pay the bills.
Bills don't stop.
And it's hard to be that family.
You're kind of in this silo too, right? You're going through like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Right? So
like people will be shocked. Like and a lot of people know about the foundation, but I'm saying, like, there's people still out here that when I talk about and talk to, when I talk about who helped me, and they like, what? That's real?
Yeah.
They have that thing, you know? And so for me, like, I'm just here, like, I'm not trying to incite questions. I'm just asking from a standpoint of someone who had health conditions and bills, and thinking about those who are like me, who need help.
Amen.
So let's talk about fundraising and what do you guys do? I know you had that wrestling event a couple of years ago. I remember that. I'm talking to Mark Manning about that. What are some of the things you guys do for fundraising?
Well, a multitude of things. And again, a lot of it is kind of finding what we're good at and finding how to outreach to people. We've had large events. Brett's been part of large events where he mentioned Tyrus and Larry the Cable Guy. You know,
good time.
What a great,
get her done.
Large events like that. We've had events where we've invited all the athletic directors from, well, not all of them, but from Omaha, Nebraska, and Creighton.
Those are good events.
Dana Altman has been part of our thing. We did a baseball themed event with Alex Gordon and Brian Dunsing and Jim Henry. So we have events, and those are very important because they're kind of a branding sort of thing, get people there. But there's a lot of those out there, right? So the other thing we do is, as I already mentioned, is we have a lot of smaller events. We'll have the golf tournament. We'll have, dinner at people's houses where we'll invite some people. We'll get people to tell stories. To your point, we'll share
tell them forever too.
and it's there was an event that our founder Jerry Murtaugh had. It was a Game of the Century event a couple months ago. Where he invited Greg Pruitt came up, Jerry Taggy, Jeff Kenny, etc. And it was a fairly small group, but there was a bunch of guys, and some people kind of laughed because just a bunch of old dudes talking about the old times. But that's important.
Yeah.
To your point,
I'm trying to tell you.
So, those are the kind of things we do as far as an event standpoint. We also put out emails. We're really working on our communication. So how do you get coming across your phone or coming across your computer? What's new with us? Who are we helping? What sort of new programs do we have? What sort of events we're having? So we're kind of going through that whole shotgun approach because again, one of the things that we feel strongly about is I can't look anybody in the eye and say what we're doing is more important than what you're involved in what this and
that's right.
And there's some great things to donate money to.
Yeah.
We have our niche, but our main goal is we're going to raise money. We're going to give it away.
Yeah.
That's just what.
Which the other side of that story is though is when you do donate, you need to have confidence that we're going to spend the money on the things. And we're going to have processes in place that aren't just handing the money out. You got to go through a vetting process and it gets to people that need it. And so, we have to file a 990 that anyone can look up on the internet, right?
Yeah,
so
of course. I've done it. Yeah.
Part of, I think, what Monte's doing a really good job as executive director is just building that structure. I think we're better than we were 5 years ago. We didn't know any better 5 years ago. I think we're better and stronger in getting the message out, and it's just really exciting to
What
build.
the executive director does is he builds a foundation, right? And a lot of the foundation is paperwork. A lot of it is making sure that you went through everything that the Midlands for Nebraska nonprofit organizations say you need to have, and you got to do all that. I want to real quick story about Mert. This is when he was first started, and this is the kind of dude that he is. We were at a movie theater over in Council Bluffs. And we ran into this mom and son that we knew. My son has a syndrome called Treacher-Collins. And because of it, your ears don't develop. It's called microtia. It's a little small ears or whatever. And this kid that was getting ready to have this surgery on his ears, and they were trying to raise money. And Mert walks by and we're talking, and I tell him the story, and he goes, "Oh my God, hold on." He leaves. He goes back out to his car. Because his wife doesn't allow him to keep all his stuff at his house, he had it in his car. He goes and grabs like a signed helmet, a signed picture. He goes, "Here, use this, and raise some money with it." And they end up raising the money. The kid that was back when they were doing it in San Antonio. Had to go to San Antonio to get the surgery done, simply so he could wear glasses.
Yeah,
because it rolls out of ears. And and that was just still to the day, it's still one of the greatest things I ever saw somebody do just right in front of me.
Sure. I say it. I've said it a lot of different times, but Mert has a heart. He doesn't want you to know this. He has a heart as big as his personality.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's real.
And
wonderful guy.
And that's one of those things where he had this vision. Now, everybody has strengths and weaknesses, right? So as far as running the organization and doing all that sort of stuff, hey, that's not Mert.
Yeah.
But you know what? He's pretty darn good at being in charge of cigars and bourbon.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. He gave me like 5, 6 of them after my heart surgery.
This is what we do right after this. That's her talk.
That was a joke.
We love Jerry. That's funny.
But that's coaching, right? You put people in a position to be successful, and that sort of generosity resonates with people.
Yeah.
And so again, I would like to, maybe you can mention some of the board members that we have, because again, I'm selfish. The reason why I love to be part of an organization, be part of this is people like this that we can work on a day-to-day basis. Bruce, you talk about Bruce Rasmussen, you talk about Mark Jones, you talk about Boyd Epley, you talk about Pat Logston is a new member of our
Monte
board.
Cristo's still on your.
He is not.
Not anymore.
He's been part of the medical group.
The medical board. Yep.
He's busy saving people's lives.
Crouch?
Eric Crouch. Do you hear that name? Have you heard of that name before?
I've heard of him. I think he won a Heisman.
I did.
Chris Brown, one of the greatest kickers in the history of the industry.
Chris Brown, that's right. Tom Dinsdale, another wonderful board member, right?
So the point is, those people are winners, but they're also there. It isn't just those guys that were.
Yeah,
people that were only good
names. Too.
And Pat was in charge of the female sports at Nebraska.
Oh, she's
for a long time.
Yeah, Pat Logston. Wait, go back up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm about to read them all.
Yep.
Because this is
Jerry Murtaugh.
When I say a strong board,
Wetton. Yeah.
I haven't seen anything stronger than this.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Man, so we got
Murtaugh.
We got Bill Hammock, Bruce Rasmussen.
Bill Hammock, yep. It's a volunteer board, guys. Everyone's spending their volunteering their time.
Crouch,
right?
Boyd Epley, Tom Tisdale, Pat Logsden.
Yep.
And then Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
All people that I know care for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely.
So what do you want as part of your board, right? You want leaders. You want people to have a lot of common sense.
Yep.
They can be as involved as they want to be. As executive director, I'd love to have people like Brett that are involved every single day.
Yeah.
But everybody can't do that.
Yeah.
But we have a strong group where we have good, solid conversations about what we should do, what we shouldn't do.
Yeah.
These are our goals. This is our mission. And there's nobody better than some of the people on that board to do that.
Yeah.
I don't need Bruce Rasmussen to
Right.
I don't need to call him every single day and ask him advice on
Yeah.
But you know what? Just having Bruce part of the board gives it credibility. And when I was part of the board, we'd have these board meetings. And I'd always sit next to Bruce.
Pick his brain, man.
We'd get
Bruce's brain.
and we get ready to vote on something. It'd be my turn. I'd say, Bruce, what do you think?
Yeah.
That's right. Bruce. In 5 years, I never voted against something.
I bet. I could imagine that.
Because he's that sort of guy. You guys know that.
Yeah.
So there's somebody who we were talking about. His name is at the is it Franklin Andre?
It's Andra Franklin. Andra Franklin.
Yeah. So we were talking about him a bit earlier, and I think we were talking about like how things got started through Mert in his passion story, stuff like that. I just wanted to make sure I said his name because
we were talking about earlier.
I forgot.
Yeah.
So we
forgot.
We give an Andra Franklin Award to someone who has worked really hard to help our foundation. And we give that sort of award, not necessarily every year, but we give that award out. And we have a great story on our website and at some of our events that talk about how this thing started.
Right.
Andra Franklin. See, I was a fan way before I ever thought about playing football.
Yeah.
And I remember Andra Franklin, and by the way, his high school coach was Jack Pierce.
Right. Oh, really?
Who came up to Nebraska because Andra Franklin came up to Nebraska. Andra Franklin was recruited by Coach Osborne, and it was just assumed because he's from Alabama, Bear Bryant was going to get him. Bear Bryant had everybody in that school or in that state. And Coach Osborne, talked to him about coming up to Nebraska, and Jack Pierce didn't say no.
Yeah.
And Bear Bryant got Jack Pierce fired as a football coach.
Wow. What a story. I never knew that.
And so Jack called up Coach Osborne and said, hey, Coach, by the way, and Coach Osborne says, you know what, come on out, have a spot on staff. You can be a GA, you can be part of my staff. And that's how Jack Pierce got up to.
And became an amazing recruiter.
Oh, one of the best.
Wow.
I was just sitting at a table.
Crazy.
I was just sitting at a table with some people last week, and they were great friends of Jack's. And we just, and you could take an entire segment and talk about Jack Pierce stories, recruiting in your area.
In Louisiana, I would go in his office and we'd sit there and just talk about people that I knew from when I was a kid that he recruited. The stories of him having to go places that there's just mud everywhere and they got this plank and he gets out of his big Cadillac with his nice shoes on and he's trying not to walk in the mud. And, he's going to get Leroy Etienne or somebody like that. I mean, he was a great storyteller. I want to ask you about somebody like that though. So when I moved here in 2002 and got on the radio, I wanted to learn about everybody. And so I would read up on people. And of course, I knew who Jay Novacek was because of the Cowboys. But you went to school with Bump, right? His brother?
Yep. And Jay was my hero.
Really?
So I was in 8th grade when Jay, we're talking Class B, Gothenburg, Nebraska. And Jay was a senior when I was in 8th grade. You know how you idolize those guys anyway?
Sure. Yeah.
And he played tight end. And so then when he went to Wyoming, he would always come back in the summer and work out. And he taught me how to play tight end.
Wow.
And so then when he got in the NFL, and a lot of people forget that he went to St. Louis, the St. Louis Cardinals first.
Right.
And he was a Plan B free agent for the Arizona Cardinals.
I remember those, yeah.
And happened to sign with the Dallas Cowboys, and then away it goes. Yeah. And I still stay in contact with him. I was actually at Paul Barrett, his dad's funeral. His dad was our football coach.
Dang.
Oh, wow, really?
And the Novacek family was legendary.
Talk about Bump as an athlete, though, because I remember reading, I was doing a thing for the Nebraska High School Hall of Fame, and this guy is a pole vaulter, decathlete, basketball, football. He had to be one of the better athletes to ever come out of Gothenburg, and his brother was the big star.
Yeah, he and they're both in the Sports Hall, Nebraska Sports Hall of Fame. And Bump was the reason why I ever got recruited. I was a 190-pound walk-on tight end. The reason why I got asked to walk on Nebraska was because of Bump, because he was a scholarship athlete. And so you're right. He was the first 16-foot pole vaulter at Nebraska.
That's amazing.
He was 215 pounds, had a pole about this big.
Yeah.
You know, when it came to, you know, he was doing things, hurdling, all those things. Yeah. You know, and it was very difficult. And I tell this story I've told in different times where we both went to the University of Nebraska. And at that time they had 75 freshman players. You know, you had your freshman team, and there was 25 scholarships and 50 of us walk-ons. So I wasn't, you know, a recruited walk-on. Well, the recruiting was, hey, you want to come walk on?
Right. You sell yourself short.
You know,
I got a story about that.
John Melton came to my house, and you know, I was in awe. I mean, I would have done anything that he asked me to do, and wanted me to walk on. So then Bump and I went and played freshman football together, and we rolled tight ends. Yeah. So we moved him to tight end, and it was tough. Yeah. You know, and it strained our relationship. It was a little bit of a struggle. Yeah. And, you know, it just was what it was. And he had a neck injury that caused him to not play football anymore. He had to take a year off. He transferred to Fresno State, and then he ended up playing football and track at Fresno State. So just an interesting sort of thing. Incredible
athlete though.
I always said, you know, I benefited so much from him because everybody paid attention to Bump. I could go behind the scenes. I mean, truly, and it was like that in basketball. It was like that in football. Yeah. You know, Bump couldn't play baseball though. Bump and Jay could not play baseball. That was the one thing.
It's the hardest sport to do. We all know it's the hardest sport to do. So we get that. So you were a swimmer, obviously.
I was a swimmer. Hold on, I can't let him. Michael, I can't let him off the hook.
All right.
So it was when they were honoring Wiegert, right, at halftime, because there's Hall of Fame for College Hall of Fame. Yeah. And was it Coach Samuelson that said you had the best hands of any tight end he ever coached in his career?
Wow.
I heard it. I heard it with my own ears.
Ron Brown said, okay.
Oh, it's Ron Brown. Okay. Yeah. But the point is, don't sell yourself short. But
that's $1 million hands, 10-cent feet.
Before you was
before he does, he knocks himself down.
Todd. So
what's wrong with you?
Milliken. What the name of the
Todd Milliken was 1 year older. But
did he catch
Tom
Benderis? Yeah, that was a good run of guys.
And then myself. Yeah. And then when I got to be a senior, and I just posted this picture on Twitter somewhere. Because it was National Tight Ends Day.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it was this past Sunday. Yeah.
And the 1989 Fiesta Bowl was myself, William Washington, and Chris Garrett.
Oh, that's legendary.
Wow. Yeah, that's great.
That's cool. Yeah.
So Ron Brown, man, he was short, just. I was recording it on my phone, like, oh, money. I'm a poor athlete. Stop that nonsense.
That's hilarious.
Chris Brown's my guy.
What kind of hooper were you? You were all conference basketball.
Come on now.
What do you guys love?
The Swedes. Tell the truth. Yeah. Tell the truth, mommy. Kratzenstein. Was that a good Swedish name? No.
The Gothenburg Swedes.
I loved basketball. Basketball was my favorite sport.
Really?
It was, but there was
a second guy to say that.
There wasn't much need for a 6'3" forward. Yeah. You know. But some of my greatest memories are playing basketball. I loved practicing basketball. Yeah. Practicing football is never any fun.
No, it's not.
Because it's really hard. Right. But you know, those were the days, and growing up in a community like Gothenburg where and you know, Geneva, where you just did all the sports.
Yeah,
that's just what you did.
Right. Yeah.
I tell this story. I went to a one-room schoolhouse.
Did you really?
I grew up on a farm and ranch. Went to a one-room schoolhouse until through 8th grade.
And it wasn't actually in Gothenburg. And it was in, what's the small town?
Brady.
Our house.
Yeah. Bathroom was outside. Yeah.
No, I've been. So there's a
I just mess with you, Michael.
There's a one-room schoolhouse, you know, in Papillion. That they moved there. That's it's over right in the middle of downtown. Yeah. And we've done
I tell people that, and they're like, "Are you 88 years old?"
Yeah, it's not that long ago. They had them in the 60s and 70s. They were still there. They were still there.
My God.
So the first time I put on football pads, and I didn't know how to put in the pads. Was when I played freshman football. The first full court basketball game I ever played in my life was a 9th grade basketball game. Yeah. At Gothenburg High School.
It's a real game.
Real game. First time I ever played full court basketball. It's just, I mean, that's just what I had 30.
Yeah.
I feel you. I feel you there. Yeah. Brett, what about you?
3-0.
Sports stories.
No, I don't have any big sports stories. I was just a football track and field guy at University of Nebraska Kearney.
Yeah.
And then I spent about 2.5 years bouncing around the NFL. Went to Seahawks, Chiefs, Colts, Rams, Packers.
You were guard or no tackle?
But here's
I was a right tackle.
Really?
Demotes everybody's dream to make it to the highest level.
Yeah.
I don't care if you get bounced around, thrown around. You made it. I
You
didn't
get
make it
you
to the
get a
NFL.
cup of coffee. It's a pretty good, nice cup of coffee to have.
Yeah, it was, man. It was a really good run, man.
Yeah.
But you also get to a point in your life like you don't want to be completely defined by the sport, right? But man, I tell you what, I loved running people over.
Yeah.
I loved walking up the line of scrimmage. Like I know the play, I know the snap count, I know your defensive front, I know what you're gonna, and just go run somebody over.
Yeah,
It's just
sure.
the best
Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs to give a 30-second. Tell them about where you were born. And
brother, here we go.
No, because this is really cool. Tell them just that synopsis.
So I was born in Rhodesia, Africa.
Oh my God, really?
And then we legally immigrated to Nebraska, Geneva, Nebraska, when I was 3 years old because my dad's sister lived there. And back then you could be sponsored legally because I'm a legal, naturalized citizen.
Yeah.
Josh,
Can't be president, but everything else.
Josh is looking at me like, Brett, let's see the Uncle Donnie saved me. But anyway, so I grew up in a really small town. It was the best thing ever happened to us. And
That's cool.
Single mom, my dad left when I was younger. I'm not trying to beat him up, but my mom took care of us. That community of Geneva, Nebraska took care of us.
That's cool.
2 younger brothers, and she'd had a really good run in athletics for a long time, and I loved it.
Your brothers, how tall are they?
So my brother Andrew is 6'4", and my brother James, who's mentally handicapped, is about 6'2".
Okay.
And my dad's like 6 foot. My mom's like 5 foot. Like they were looking around like, hey,
Genetics.
does this match up?
Genetics,
Right.
You never know. You never know what's going to
Your
happen.
dad's in Africa, bro.
Yeah, apparently. So anyways, but everyone's like, do you look like, I look like my mom, my dad. So anyway, so we got that all straightened out.
There was nothing to do with the mailman or anything. All right, so give me what can people do to help? What should they do? Where should they go if they know somebody that maybe needs some help? Talk about that.
All of what you just said. So if this resonates with you and you're like, hey, I need somebody, or by the way, I would like to donate to help somebody. First of all, go on our website because we've really worked hard on that. Go on our website and hear our story and see what it's all about. And then there's a donate button there, of course. And certainly there's all of our contact information as far as if you have somebody that you want to refer to us, we'll go down that path. I've talked to selfishly, I've talked to 3 former athletes who didn't need our help, but had heard about us and reached out to us. And these are guys I idolized growing up in the 1970s, and to be able to talk to them and say, hey, here's what we're doing. Oh, you know what? I played in the NFL. My pension, I'm okay financially, but it's just great hearing about your story.
Wow.
So that's what we're really trying to do is get the word out. We're trying to tell people what we do. We're going to have a few events to get people there and have it resonate with them. But, I think you can tell we're kind of proud of how we do it.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And we're proud of guys like Josh.
Yeah,
And just share it around on social media. You and the power of just the word of mouth, I think extends that, right?
Definitely.
So if you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, hey, there's Twitter, just share it. Share the post.
Yeah,
put out. I think we've had a really good traction with that with one of the market companies we're working with, and I think that goes a long ways too. It doesn't have to be money that you donate. We want that obviously, and it's a tax write-off too because we're a 501c3 nonprofit.
Right.
But however, just share it on. It's free. It takes you 2 seconds. So
I don't know what you did for a career or do for a career, but you blew it because you should be in radio. I mean, the voice
I've
is
been on a radio a lot.
It's just that booming radio voice.
Thank you, Michael.
I mean, from Wolfman Jack to Brett Wetton. I mean, it's like it's just
no. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
We've done a lot of this over the years. So.
He has got
Hey, zip it. Let's make
voice of God.
15 different jobs that he's done. That in every one of them, we're going to hang around him.
Yeah.
Just because I learned something.
I still got NFL questions.
He does. Steakhouse.
Who did you play with, and what was your favorite stop?
That's a great question. When I went to the Seahawks, it was Holmgren's first year there, and that was the first team I went to. And so for me, that was the most important one. Because I'm like, how do I go from nothing? We had nothing, sleep on the floor, Geneva, Nebraska. I didn't go to Nebraska. I was recruited heavily by a lot of Division I schools, but my dad wasn't around. I wanted to stay close. I didn't get a full ride in Nebraska. So Claire Boroff, back in the day, says, Brett, we'll pay for your school. And I'm like, all right, I'm close to home. To be there sitting, and Eric Stokes was the guy that worked me out for the Seahawks, who's a former Husker guy.
Right, I know. Yeah.
So
was Walter Jones left tackle then?
Yes. One of the greatest left tackles of all time.
All time.
See, that's another look at
that whole thing was just like, how am I here right now?
Yeah.
So that was a great moment. But and then the other interesting fact, real quick, is here in Omaha, Matt LaFleur was our quarterback for Omaha Beef. I played for Beef to stay in shape.
Yeah.
And now he's the head coach for the Green Bay Packers.
That's crazy. What year did you play for the Beef?
Man, that would have been 2003, 2004.
I called games.
Come on.
No, seriously. I called when I first got here. I was calling games.
Childs was our running back.
Yeah.
We had Travis.
Was Buddha the coach at the time? Who was the coach?
It was the next guy. Man, what is it? I can't think. I can see his face. Can't think of his name.
Yeah. That was. I
called this. Why you didn't say his name? Because he wasn't giving up any sacks. That's the only time you ever. It's the only time you ever talk about those offensive linemen.
You were a tackle guard. You were. I was a guard. You were a tar.
Well, Michael's now the first person to say that without being. I'm teasing you, Michael. I'm teasing you, buddy.
Hey guys, we really appreciate it. Thank you again.
Grateful.
NebraskaGreats.org. NebraskaGreatsFoundation.org.
Yep,
NebraskaGreatsFoundation.org.
Yeah.
You also there's a shortcut too. You said. Did you say any
Greats?
Should be any greats.
Any great.
This one that's written out completely. Nebraska Greats Foundation.
It's anygreats.org.
Anygreats.org.
Yeah, but the domain name is Nebraska
Greats Foundation.org.
Correct.
And now you can Google anything about that, and it'll
pop
It'll
up.
come right to where it should be.
Thank you very much, guys.
No, thank you.
Oh no,
We
this is
appreciate
good
it.
for us. Yeah, I'm grateful.
Thanks a lot, guys. All right, welcome back to the Let It Fly show. Thank you to Monty and Brett for coming in and talking about the Nebraska Greats Foundation. Again, you go through the website, and there's an entire list, and Josh is on there, of all the student athletes they've helped. 4-year universities, letterman means they played for 1 year at least to letter, and just so many of them.
Yeah.
And some of them they helped, and then they end up passing away, but they helped them before that. Others, because of that, they're still here. Yeah.
Like me, I'm so grateful for them. I mean, my circumstances back then was I was 24. Mm-hmm. I had the open heart surgery bill.
Yeah.
But I also was the patriarch of my family, fresh out of college, trying to figure out where I'm going to work and I got these stuck with these bills, man.
It's crazy, man. And
one phone call, there you go. And they covered everything for me.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm grateful.
All right. Nebraska plays USC 6:30 on NBC this Saturday. It is blackout.
You just laced it. It's prime time. That's prime time.
It's prime time.
Yeah.
Key number 1, and we're going to stick with the theme for this week. The song is by the Rolling Stones.
Okay.
It's called Paint It Black.
Okay.
Paint it black. I see a red door.
Yeah.
All I want, paint it black. No colors anymore. All I want them to do is turn black. That's what Nebraska's doing, and that's what the crowd needs to do.
Yeah.
Go there, fired up on a Saturday night, and the louder you are, the more that helps.
For sure.
I mentioned that Miami game where it was so loud and so rowdy. The Texas game, the Oregon game back in 2016. I mean, if you're loud, you're going to help. And here's the big reason for it. USC's a good team.
Yeah, for sure.
USC at home averages 52 points a game.
Yeah.
On the road, 29.
Yeah.
USC allows 19 points a game at home. On the road, 28 points. These are home and road splits.
Yeah.
Nebraska can get something done based off of the fact that whatever reason, when USC leaves Southern California, they don't play well on the road. Yep. They lost to Illinois. They lost to Notre Dame. Last year, they lost to Maryland and Minnesota. Mm-hmm. So you get them at home. Be loud. Paint it black. Be loud. Paint it black.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Okay.
Salt and pepper. Salt and pepper.
He said pepper.
Salt and pepper. What did salt and pepper do?
Go on my egg.
They pushed it.
Yeah.
Push it. Nebraska's got to push it and push it good. Push it downfield, I'm talking about.
Yeah, I got to stop eating salt. But no, you're right. Salt and pepper, push it.
So push it, right? So for whatever reason, and I'm sure there's a reason for it. The last few games, Dylan Raiola hasn't been throwing the ball down the field well. Listen, for example, in the last 2 games, he is 30 of 34 for 14 and in. So from 0 to 14, he's completed 30 of 34. That's short to medium. But for the longer ones, he's only 2 of 11.
You blame him or blame the receivers?
Well, I think it's a combination of a bunch of things. He's missed some wide open guys.
Yes.
He's missed some. They've had some other issues where guys drop the ball.
Yes.
But in general, that's got to get better.
Right.
So far this season, he's struggled on those long passes overall, but he's been great on the short passes. If you're going to beat a team like USC who can score,
you've got to score quickly at times.
Sure.
And one of the best ways to score is with big plays, throwing the ball down the field. He had success against Michigan State, Maryland, and Michigan, 8 for 10 for 15 at 15-plus yards.
Right.
So 80% passer in those games, but all of a sudden a 20% passer in the last 2. It's very weird. So hopefully that gets push it real good. And then lastly, USC's offense is a lot like Jamie Foxx.
In what type of way?
It does everything. It does comedy. It sings. It dances. It acts. It does everything.
All right.
USC is
Swiss Army knife.
They are. USC is second in the Big Ten in yards per rush and first in yards per passing. Their quarterback is the only quarterback in the Big Ten that's averaging over 10 yards an attempt. Nobody else has that.
Right. 2
of their pass catchers are among the top 3 in yards per catch. And the team has 19 rushing touchdowns, which is 5th in the Big Ten. The offense does it all. So what do you have to do, Josh? You got to take something away.
For sure.
If you're doing everything, you got to take something away.
I'm just sitting here thinking like, damn, like, you don't even got to, like, give no speech. If you ain't up for this game,
you should be fired up. Then you shouldn't be playing football.
Exactly. And
you shouldn't be going to games.
And that's why I think and a lot of times everything you saying, it be facts and it be funny. But like, if they just do what you said, man, they got a chance to win.
Take the run game away. The 2 losses so far. They lost to Notre Dame, Illinois.
Yeah.
They only averaged 97 yards a game.
Right.
3 yards a carry, and it had 2 rush touchdowns. If you can slow down the running, and here's the thing, their starting running back out for the season.
Crazy.
Their backup running back, who's really good, he hurt his ankle. He's out for 3 more weeks.
Sure.
The third running back got banged up. They're on their 4th running back. He's good, but still, he's their 4th guy.
That's crazy.
Take away the run game, slow the run game, make Jordan Maeva, the coach for them, beat you through the air. They do have the second-ranked pass. Nebraska, the second-ranked pass defense in the Big Ten.
Right.
So stop the run game, limit the pass game. You can leave here with a win. Do you have a score for USC?
That's why I was like this.
And Nebraska
sitting here like
Saturday night, 6:30, NBC. Noah Eagle and Todd Blackledge calling the game. What you got?
I got Nebraska by 3.
Nebraska by 3?
Yeah.
You have a score?
Let's just say 27-24.
27-24, Nebraska.
Yeah.
I have our good friend, Martin Luther King, said,
great friend,
I have a dream. I had a dream. And in that dream, Nebraska went to the overtime with USC at 27-all. USC kicked the field goal. Nebraska kicked the field goal. 30-30 going into the second overtime. USC misses the field goal. Nebraska makes the field goal. They win 33-30 in double overtime.
If you spot on that,
that was my dream.
You should be the most viral person.
I should be able to be viral. I'd be everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I said it all week. That's what I think is going to happen. 33-30, Nebraska went to double overtime.
Yeah, I got them by 3. I got the field goal.
3 field goal, same thing.
We think the same.
Think the same way.
We ain't up here guessing. We trying to really vibe
no doubt. Special thanks to the folks from the Nebraska Greats Foundation. Monte Kratzenstein joining us. Of course, Brett Wetton was there as well, who's the president of the board. Executive producer.
He gonna say Stein.
Stein. Not Steen, it's Stein.
Right.
Executive producer Mike Allen, technical director, and the guy running the board, Caleb.
Appreciate you.
And the video team from Stable Gray as well. Thanks to our presenting sponsor, Bud Light.
Yeah.
They make it
easy.
Bud Light makes it easy no matter what you're doing, you watch. And the other day, it was the equinox of sports where you had hockey, basketball, baseball, and football all playing on the same day. I had it
in my multi-view. It was lit.
On the same day.
Yeah.
So no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're watching, whether you're here at the Let It Fly Sports Bar or you're at home with Josh watching on Multiview, it is easy to drink and easy to enjoy. Remember, again, if you can tell people about the podcast, if you can like and subscribe, whether it's on YouTube or Apple or Spotify, doesn't matter.
For sure.
Help us out. Like and subscribe. We appreciate it.
We do.
Josh, take us away.
Hey, Josh Jones here with Michael Severe. You know how we do it. It's a Let It Fly show.